Hiya, welcome to Darren in the studio. Thank you for swinging by for another video. This time I thought we'd talk about something which has been absolutely all over the press, all over the internet. It's just been about everywhere, unless you've been hiding on the planet Xenon for the last, well, I don't know, couple of months or so. You will not know, if you have been there, you won't know that there's a brand new single from the Beatles out. But if, like everybody else, you've been on planet Earth and it's been absolutely relatively normal, you will know about it, and you're probably a little bit not sick of hearing about it, but you will have seen lots and lots of videos on YouTube. You will have seen lots and lots of articles in the media regarding this brand new single from the Beatles. And I thought, because I like the Beatles, you know, I've got some of their albums on CD, I've got some of their albums on record as well. And I thought what I would do is give you my take on this brand new Beatles single. Now, I'm not an absolute avid Beatles fan. I've been to Beatles Week in Liverpool a few times, and it's always a great atmosphere. Even if you're not really into the Beatles, it's a great atmosphere because it's about the music. It's about what the Beatles kind of brought on after. You know, of course, there was the Rolling Stones at the same time. But I think the Beatles were the first pop band that we had in the UK that gave us something that has changed music. And so a lot of people have been saying about this new single that, you know, do we need a new Beatles single? Is it relevant? Is it this? Is it that? I think it is. I think the fact that the Beatles are arguably the greatest pop group of all time, I would say that their music, their legacy is very, very important, not just here in the UK, but all across the world. Because, like I said before, the Beatles opened the door for a lot of things. And a lot of the people that I really, really like today, speaking personally, you know, groups like Kiss, Alice Cooper, they have all got the Beatles firmly entrenched in their past. Gene Simmons, in his autobiography, said that the first time he saw the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show in the US, that was it. It was a game changer. He said to his mum, "This is what I wanted to do. This is what I want to do. You know, I want to have the same thing going on, you know." Also, Alice Cooper, you know, when the Alice Cooper group were first sort of got together as friends in school, they were performing at the sort of talent shows, and they were performing in Beatle suits, Beatle wigs, and sort of parodying the Beatles. So a lot of our rock stars today, and that's just two of them, a lot of our rock stars today have a lot to be thankful for where it comes to the Beatles. And I personally think that this last Beatles song, this last Beatles single, is a really important part of musical history, and it's something that we should cherish, because, you know, John Lennon's been gone a long time now, and so's George Harrison. You know, thankfully Ringo and Paul are still around, and they've been able to put this, along with others, together, and we've got a brand new Beatles single. This is my copy of it. I went for the 7-inch version. I'll be honest, I wanted the 12-inch version, but it kind of sold out. I decided to leave it in the shrink wrap because it's got this really nice hype sticker which has got the Beatles on it, but also it's got this order sticker on it as well, which was put on by HMV, because I got mine from the HMV online store, and it's actually got my name on it, which I thought was quite cute. not my full name, but it says Jackson on it, which I thought was really great. Order date, the 31st of the 10th, 2023. Got the order number and all that kind of stuff. So I thought that was quite cute. So I'm going to keep that on there. You see Mish in the background there, a reflection of Mishka running around in the studio. Mishka in the studio. Anyway, there's my little order sticker. So I'm going to keep that on it, and I'm going to keep it like this. I have played this, and I've played it numerous times. I really, really like it. There's the back. I'm going to treat this video as if you've never seen anybody talking about the new Beatles single, because like I said earlier, you've probably seen about a bazillion Beatles new single videos here on YouTube, but I thought I'd throw my opinion in, if you will, my 10 penneth in. Of course, Now and Then is the A-side. Love Me Do, the 2023 remix, is on the B-side. Of course, Love Me Do, along with a lot of the other famous Beatles songs, are going to be featured on the reissue of the Red and Blue compilations. This song is also featured on those compilations as well. What do I think of this song? I really like it. I really, really like it. It's very sort of Love Is Real, kind of John Lennon-y, you know. And maybe they could have put this out as a John Lennon single and not build it as a Beatles single, because it's got a very sort of John Lennon solo kind of feel to it. But it's nice that George, Paul and Ringo were able to get together and put their parts on it. Of course, George Harrison passed away some years ago now, but was part of the original recordings. They started to make this song happen in the 90s, but sadly they sort of abandoned it, really, because they didn't think it was coming up to scratch, what with the technology that they had at the time. But of course, when Peter Jackson put together the Get Back series, they used special software called MAL, M-A-L software, which could lift John Lennon's vocal away from the piano on the original demo, which was made in the late 70s, and through AI really have his voice totally isolated from the piano. So what they were able to do is create a whole new backing track. Back in the 90s as well, they kept George's guitar part, rhythm guitar part, and added that to this new mix as well. And that's how they've created this brand new single. And like I said before, I think whether you like it or not, this is a great little song. It's very basic. There's not much going on lyrically, but we have to remember the importance of the Fab Four, the importance of John Lennon and his writing when it comes to not just music, but, you know, the whole sphere, you know, as important figures like John Lennon, David Bowie and so on. We must cherish the recordings that we have of them, because like I say, you know, they're long gone now and they'll never be coming back to make anything new. So I really like this new single. I really, really do. If I've got a complaint, it's the artwork. I think that would have been a nicer artwork, or it would have been nice to have the four Beatles on the front, sort of how they were when they died, and also Ringo and Paul as they are today. That would have made a nice little cover for the single. Like I said, this track is featured on the new Red and Blue compilations, and I'm not so sure whether I'm going to actually get the Red and Blue compilations. I'm certainly not going to be buying the vinyl because it's far too expensive, but I might invest in the CD versions of them. I do have, I think it's the blue, no, it's the red. I do have the red compilation on CD, the original CD release of it, but I might invest in the brand new version of them, because they've remixed all the tracks. Giles Martin has gone back into the studio and remixed all the tracks for them. This is, like I said before, I think this is a real historical document, if you will. The very last time that we'll see the 4 Beatles on a record, although it has been muted recently in recent days, that Peter Jackson has said, you know, if more demos could be unearthed, there's always a chance of more songs, but we don't know. At the moment, this is the last one. This is the blue vinyl version that I personally got. I'll show you what this looks like you've not seen it. I know you probably have, but I'll show you mine anyway. And a nice little Apple label on that side, and on the B side you've got the although I think it's a double A side actually, this song, you got the Love Me Do, and apparently that's how it originally appeared in the UK, the label. Comes in its own little poly-lined inner sleeve, which is quite good. And also inside you get this Beatles Now and Then document, which basically tells you how they came about to make the song. And if you get a chance, or you haven't seen the 12-minute documentary that's on the Beatles YouTube page regarding how they put this together, then do check that out, because it's well worth a look. On the other side you get the credits and stuff like that on this. Like I said earlier, I actually wanted the 12-inch version, although I think here in the UK the 12-inch version is about 20 something pound, and I think this, I can't remember what I paid. No, I'm lying. I think this 7-inch single cost me 20 something. I'm sure it did. And I wouldn't have bought it if it wasn't such an historical thing. I'm glad I did though. I really like it as a song. I like the way it's been put together. I think John would be pleased for it to have come out, especially because of the good job that they did of making, you know, lifting his voice from that original cassette demo. And don't forget, the Beatles were very forward thinking in their recording techniques. You know, they wanted to make new recordings, better recordings all the time. So I think this would be something that that John Lennon would be proud of. Let me know what you think of the brand new Beatles single. Whether you like it, whether you don't like it. I'd love to hear your views and your comments. Of course, if you like what you see on these videos, do like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. You know the drill. And let me know. Like I say, let me know your views and comments in the comments section. That's it for now. We'll be back with another video very, very soon. But until that time, look after yourselves, look after each other, and we'll see you back in the studio for another video very, very soon. Ta-da.